right, welcome to the Boot Hill Sports Network, and I'll take the over college football pick'em show. I'm Mark Manley. That's Josh Brown. That's Doug Edwards and Johnny Grissom. What's up, fellas?
What's up, guys?
What's
What
going
you
on
know?
tonight?
Man, just sitting here chilling alone at the top with my boy Johnny still in second place, if you haven't noticed.
Johnny's still in second place. Doug is still in third.
Who's wearing the crybaby face still?
You are this week.
Oh,
I'm still in third. I ain't in last.
Got Doug's name on it this week, y'all.
Oh, come on now.
Doug.
Okay.
hey,
Doug wearing the crybaby face. He had a bad week. Hey,
I,
speaking of points,
I was afraid
Josh,
it
what,
wasn't going to be me, but I'm glad it's not.
Josh was the big winner. He scored 24 points last week, increasing his point total for the year to 106. Johnny scored 9 points. He has a 79 points on the year. Doug had a whopping 8 points. He has 73 on the year. And I went 11-1, fellas. The big winner. It's about damn time.
Wow.
Still don't help me, and I'm still in last place with 69 points.
This is gonna change this week.
It's going
Oh
to be
yeah,
a big
I'll
week.
be.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be
Change.
putting
Big
first.
Big week. Hey, a lot going on in college football. Coaching carousel going around and around and around. We got Levy going to Mississippi State. And we've got the young man out of Duke, Echo, I believe is how you pronounce it,
Yeah.
going to Texas A&M. Any thoughts on that? I'll tell you what, if you can win ball games at Duke, you can definitely win ball games at A&M.
I agree. The only thing I don't like about coaching changes is if you're going into a bowl season and now you're going to end up missing the bowl after you got your team there. Like, at least put it. I mean, I get it, whatever, but at least put it off until after your bowl. I mean, I
I
that's
don't
what I
get.
think.
I don't get why the A&M fans pitched a fit. You know that Stoops from Kentucky was the coach for like 2 hours, and the fans
Yeah.
pitched a fit. But they're okay with Elko. I don't see. I think Stoops has got a longer track record and is a better coach. Personal opinion.
I like Stoops,
Stoops family
man.
in the
Yeah,
blood.
yep.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all heard Jimbo might be going to Vandy? I don't know if that's up.
Yeah, I heard that. I read that they might be firing Clark Lee and going with Jimbo Fisher. What about Bobby Petrino going back to Arkansas? And will he ride in on a motorcycle, fellas?
Man,
I heard he
yeah,
requested. I heard he requested a motorcycle escort to the press conference.
man. I guess they done. I guess they done forgot all about what happened. But
That smells of desperation. That's what that is.
What you
Yeah, for sure.
Well, speaking of which, how about not to change gears, but the NFL, Frank Reich getting fired after 11 games? Like,
Yeah.
talk about give somebody a chance. My God. I mean, really, what did Carolina expect to happen this year? You know, you didn't trade away everything you got, and all you have is a number one draft pick quarterback, and you give the man 11 games.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, that's the way coaching life is nowadays, man. They live for the moment.
I'm telling you.
Crazy. There's no job security unless you're Nick Saban or Kirby Smart. All right, guys, we got 10 games on the schedules this week, so we'll be picking those a little later. Right now, we'll go over the top 25, the latest edition of the college football playoff rankings.
Hey, Mark, real quick. How can somebody find out our live show right now? Do they have to like Boot Hill Sports Network or
No,
Yeah,
got
they can go to
subscribe.
the page
okay?
or go to YouTube.
I got somebody texting me saying they can't find it. So
Yeah, go to
They
Blue
got
Hill
to
Sports Network.
subscribe it first.
That's just on YouTube.
Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Hey, we're talking about the latest edition of the college football playoff rankings. Number 25 is K-State at 8-4. Liberty at 12-0, who has a big game this weekend for a championship. Clemson at number 23 at 8-4. 22 is Tulane at 11-1. 21 is the Tennessee Vols at 8-4. 20 is Oregon State at 8-4. The Wolfpack coming in at number 19 at 9-3. Oklahoma State at 9-3 at 18. Notre Dame at 9-3 at 17. The Iowa Hawkeyes at number 16 going to be in the Big Ten championship. A record of 10-2. Arizona at 9-3. Louisville at number 14 at 10-2. LSU Tigers at 9-3, ranked number 13 in the nation. Oklahoma Sooners at number 12 at 10-2, and they find themselves not even in the Big 12 championship. Ole Miss at 10-2 at number 11. Josh's Penn State Nittany Lions coming in at number 10 at 10-2. My Missouri Tigers at number 9 at 10-2. And then Alabama at 11-1 at number 8, who can really move up if they win the big one Saturday against Georgia for the SEC championship. We'll talk about that a little later. Texas Longhorns at 11-1. They also have a big game this weekend. They're at number 7. The Ohio State Buckeyes is the big loser, moving down 4 spots to number 6 at 11-1, and they're going to wait it out this weekend. Oregon Ducks at 11-1. At number 5, Florida State at 12-0 at 4, Washington at 12-0 at 3, Michigan 12-0 at 2, and number 1 team in the nation once again, Georgia Bulldogs. And I think Georgia has won 28, 29 games in a row now.
Longest win streak ever
Yeah.
at FCC.
Yeah. That is amazing, guys. Any thoughts on the top 25?
Oh, I got a lot of problems with it.
All right. Tell us your thoughts there, Dougie.
Go ahead, Doug.
Well, I don't see how Oregon. They just love them some Oregon Ducks. But and I don't even know how Oklahoma sticking there at number 12. You know, I guess just go by record. They had the one win against Texas, but Kansas State. They kept them in there, I think, to make it look good for the Big 12. Yeah, there's a few. I got to ask y'all something. Okay, let's take Team A. Team A is 1-1 against the top 25, current top 25. Team B is 3-1. Now they both got the same record. Overall wins and losses. Team B is 3-1 versus top 25, current top 25. Team A is 1-1 versus top 25. Who should be ranked ahead of who? Same record, win-loss record.
You would think Team B.
You would think Team B. Team B is Alabama. Team A is Oregon. 1-1. They beat number 20. Alabama has wins over number 11, number 13, number 21, a loss to number 7.
And that loss was the first game of the year.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you.
I said, and the loss was the first game of the year.
Yeah,
Doug, you got to think about the SEC. Alabama's got a tougher schedule than Oregon.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, not only
And they're
that, but,
Alabama's
3-1
got a tougher
against top
schedule.
25.
but what do you do about Ohio State, though?
They
Like,
don't
why are
play. Ohio
they even
State-
involved?
Ohio
I don't
State
think
right
they
now
should.
they're 2-1 versus top 25. Ohio State is. They beat.
Correct.
They have beat Notre Dame and they have beat Penn State. That's their
Correct.
2 wins. Their losses to Michigan.
But they are not in a championship game, but they're still in the Final Four. Like, I don't
They're
get
not-
that.
No, they're number 6.
Oh, I thought it was thanks to 4.
They're number 6.
No,
Oh, then forget what I
But
said.
it might change, Josh. This
They're
week.
not going to get
They're
in.
the top 4.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't, but
There's no way Ohio State gets in.
they shouldn't.
about-
But
How about this one? Blind resume. Team A is 2-2 versus top 25. Team B is 2-2 versus top 25. They both have the same record, 10-2. Team A has wins over number 21 and number 25. Team B has wins over number 22 and number 13. Which team has the better resume?
B.
B is Ole Miss. A is Missouri.
Go Tigers.
Just saying.
Go
Go
Tigers.
Rebels.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying
Tigers.
because they beat up number 13, and Missouri, they haven't done that.
Missouri lost at home to 13, and Missouri lost to number 1. Now, the team B, which is Ole Miss, lost to number 8 and lost to number 1. They beat number 13 and 22. Missouri beat number 21 and 25. Same record, 10-2. Who deserves the New Year? And I hate Ole Miss. I'm not pulling for Ole Miss.
Ole Miss also got blown out by number 1.
They did, but L's an L. You know.
I can't say. I
L's
like
not an L if you're watching it. You put a lot into that as they call it, the eye test.
I guess that's the only way they could justify that one.
Yeah, that's the way they justify a lot of shit, believe it or not.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
listen to this. Listen to this one. Team A is 2-1. They got wins over number 10, number 17. Team B is 2-1. They got wins over number 8, number 25. That's a close race, right? I don't know, who would you put?
A.
A is Ohio State. B is Texas.
Yeah. Well, they're right there together anyway, 6 and 7.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Texas still
Yeah.
has a chance for another win over number 18, Oklahoma State. So they'll leapfrog Ohio State. if
hey,
they
don't
win.
sleep on Mike Gundy because he's a man.
That is true in those games. He is a man.
Don't sleep on him, baby.
I'm a man.
Anyway,
I'm
I
40.
just thought I'd put together a couple of them blind
I think-
resumes. See what y'all thought.
There
I
you go.
totally
That's-
agree with you, Doug. I mean, it needs to be changed. Rule. I mean, something's got to be different, man.
Well, next year it will be different. You're going to have 12 teams.
Exactly.
So there we go. And
That'll
then we'll
be
bitch
great.
about. Then they'll be bitching about who's 13 and who's 14. Who got left out?
Number 13 is LSU. You darn right I'll be mad.
I think it should be honest with y'all. I think if you win your conference, you win your championship, you should be able to go to the championship. Playoffs. Be in the playoffs.
Next year, that's automatic. You can have 4 losses.
More than likely, yeah.
If you win your conference championship, you're automatically in.
It should be
Yeah.
that way. You won
For the Power Fives.
Yeah, for the Power Five.
Well, I guess they're going to call it Power 6 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have who you play in your conference. I mean,
Who's the Power 6?
I don't know. I heard some talking about that the other day.
I don't
No.
know how they would add one. You're basically losing Pac-12 almost.
Maybe that's what they were talking about. The mid-majors, are they going to be the number 6 team there?
They get one bid, the highest. Like
Yeah.
Tulane this year would get a bid to the playoffs.
Yeah. What about Liberty?
Liberty, if Tulane loses and Liberty wins, then I think Liberty would be the highest ranked.
Yeah, so they'd be
non-power.
undefeated.
Correct.
Yeah.
They ain't lost a game. All right, let's get on with these picks, man. First
do it.
game on our schedule is the New Mexico State Lobos. I believe their record is 10-3, 7-1 in the conference. They're taking on that team we just talked about, Liberty. Liberty at 12-0, 8-0 in the conference. This ought to be a good one, folks. Of course, New Mexico State beat Auburn just a few weeks ago, but then kind of slept on Jacksonville State last week, only winning that one by 3. New Mexico State led by Pava at quarterback. He has 27 yards on the year. 23 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He's also the leading rusher at 806 yards. Salter is the quarterback for the Liberty Flames. He has 2,431 yards, 29 touchdowns, and only 5 INTs. Running back is Cooley, who has over 1,200 yards and 12 touchdowns. Those are your leaders. Of course, both teams are undefeated in the last 5 games. As we mentioned before, New Mexico State has the big win against Auburn out of the SEC. Matchup predictor, New Mexico State 16.8%, Liberty 83.2%. This is a rematch from Week 3 on September the 9th when Liberty won this one 33-17. Pava in that game, he threw 2 picks for New Mexico State. And in the meantime, Salter ran for 2 and threw for 2 for a total of 4 touchdowns. The over and under is the spread is minus 11 Liberty. Over and under is 56.5. I'm going to go with New Mexico State plus the 11, and I'm going to say under 56.5. So that is my pick. What you got, JB?
Yeah, this is going to be one of the few games that is going to be close this week. And I think the last I checked, I think both teams were at 40 in the first half when they played each other last time. So with that being said, I'm going to actually take the over to begin with. And I'm also agreeing, I think I'm going to take New Mexico State plus the 10. Liberty going to win that outright, but it's going to be a 31-28 ball game. That's what I think is going to happen.
You're going to get 11 now. The spread changed, so it's
Or
11.
I mean, plus the plus 11. New Mexico State points over.
Quit.
Whose turn?
Go ahead, John.
My turn.
Sorry, guys. Playing around.
Oh, that's all good. You got me all messed up. I think this game is going to be different from the first game. I think New Mexico's going to – I don't think they're going to win, but I'm going to say plus 11 on New Mexico State. But Liberty is going to win. And, hey, I'm going to go under on that game. New Mexico plus 11 and under.
Looks like we're all going to agree except for the over-unders, because I'm also going to take New Mexico to stay within the 11 points. And Josh is going to be the only one taking the over. I'll also take the under on that game. New Mexico State, they may win outright. It'll be a tight game, close game, and it's going to stay under the 56.5.
Coach Jerry Kill, man, he's one heck of a coach. I'll tell you that right now.
New Mexico State's playing a lot better ball than when they met the first time.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, guys, that is on to our second game, which is the last Pac-12 championship game. This features the number 6 team, Oregon, against the number 4 team, Washington. Oregon is favored by 9.5. Over and under is 65.5. This is also a rematch from Week 6. Oregon would win that, or Washington would win that one 36-33. Bo Nix had 337 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Penix had 302 yards and 4 touchdowns and 1 INTs. You got 2 Heisman candidates here in Penix and Nix. Both quarterbacks and both lead their teams. Bo Nix has 3,906 yards on the year, 37 touchdowns, and get this, guys, only 2 INTs. Penix, on the other hand, has 3,899 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 8 INTs. Last 5 games, both teams are undefeated. Matchup predictor has Oregon 75.8%. Washington at 24.2%. Oregon is playing lights out here, folks. And I'll tell you what, that spread, I'm going to take Oregon minus the 9.5, and I'm going to go over 65.5.
Well, we've been talking about this all week, and like I said, all year I've been on the Penix train, and something is weird going on with this game. You would think it would be closer than what it is, but I'm going to go and tell you right now, Oregon is going to win. Oregon is going to cover. And not only that, but if you're a betting man, they're going to cover by at least 2 touchdowns. I'm going to say that Oregon's going to win this ball game 45-24. Mark it down. Me.
Woo!
And I'm
Damn.
taking the over.
Take that to the bank.
Take it to the bank.
Josh's Master Lock Pick of the Week right here. And I'll take the over.
Hey, I think it's going to be different this week, too. You know, Oregon's going to cover that 9.5. And, look, Bo Nix got something to prove. I hope not, but I don't think he deserves it. And they will win. They will cover Oregon Ducks, and they will go over that 65.5.
Yeah. You all have fallen for the little bodacious campaign. You've all fell for it, just like the committee has. They love
Here it
them.
comes.
Oregon this, Oregon that. Oregon's best win is against them Beavers. Currently number 20, who the Oregon State Beavers are 0-2 against top 25. Oregon's 1-1 against top 25 teams. They got beat at Washington. They're going to get beat this time. Washington is going to win this game outright. I'm going to take the points. I may not need them, but I'll take them if I do. I'm taking Washington. Yeah, Washington to win. I've been betting against the Huskies. Y'all know that. I've been picking against them. They burnt my butt 2-3 weeks in a row. Well, this week I'm with you, Huskies. So y'all
Can't beat them, you join them, right, Dougie?
I thought you've been with them all year, Doug.
No.
I have.
Look back.
You have?
I've been against Washington the last 2-3 weeks, and they burnt me. But this week, I'm going with them. They're playing for they know if they win, they are in the playoffs. They are chasing a national title.
So you got to thank you.
Game, and I'm going to go opposite of y'all. This game's going under. Barely.
Under.
Doug going all out.
You got to score, Doug.
I can see a 31-28, 35-28. It's going to be barely under that 65.5. There you go. Take it to the bank, folks.
Take it to the bank, folks. First State Bank and Trust. You can take your money there. And tell them Dougie sent you, baby. All right, next one is the Big 12 Championship. We got the Oklahoma State Cowboys and the Texas Longhorns. Texas 11-1. Oklahoma State at 9-3. Texas favored by 15.5, guys. Over and under is 54.5. These two teams have not played this year, so this will be for the Big 12 Championship on ABC, and that game is starting at 11 a.m. Bowman leads the way for Oklahoma State in passing yards. He has over 2,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, and looks like 11 INTs. Quinn Ewers, of course, the leader for the Longhorns, 2,700 yards, 17 touchdowns, 6 INTs. The last 5 for Oklahoma State. They won 2, lost 1, and won 2. They lost that one to UCF, who blew them out 45-3, and then they got back on track the last 2 weeks. They won a close one last week against BYU in double overtime in a game that they were down big and came back. Of course, Texas has won the last 5, beating Texas Tech, Iowa State, TCU, Kansas State in overtime, and then blowing out BYU. So that might be, there's a common opponent there that Oklahoma State struggled with. Texas beat Handley 35-6. Matchup predictor, Oklahoma State 11.9%. Texas 88.1%. So all the money is going towards Texas, guys. Mike Gundy is one heck of a coach, but I don't think he's going to pull this one out, man.
He's a
Texas
man.
just
He's a
loaded.
man.
That's right. He is a man, but Texas is just loaded. I believe Texas wins and wins about 3 touchdowns or more. And I'm going to say they stay under 54 and a half. That's for you, Steve Brown.
Welcome.
So, Mark, you taking the under
Taking the under.
with the points.
Texas
Texas.
and the under. Texas and the under.
All right.
Texas beat Oklahoma State and gives the Big 12 a big old shit burger.
Yep. Big old shit burger on the way to SEC. But yeah, I agree. I think that this game is going to be one of those games that's not going to be close this weekend. Texas is going to come out and just give a straight ass whooping to Oklahoma State. We'll go ahead and say hook 'em horns now. Texas is going to win. Texas will cover. I got a score being about 37-38 to 18, and I'm going to take the over.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, but Texas will win, but they won't cover. Oklahoma State plus 15 and a half, and the 54 and a half, that game's going over.
Look here. Texas is mad because they've been dissed in these polls. There's no way, I'm going to say it again, there's no way Oregon should be ranked ahead of Texas right now. Texas is 2-1 versus current top 25. Oregon's 1-1 with their best win over number 20 Oregon State. Texas has beaten number 8 Alabama, and they've beaten number 25. So, yes, they should be ranked ahead of Oregon, and they're mad about that. They're going to come out and they're going to put on a show. They're going to beat Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State should have got walked by BYU last week, really. Yep. Texas big and the over 54 and a half.
So Mark is the only one to take the under, huh?
Yeah.
I took the plus 15 and a half.
Johnny took OK State.
Yeah, he took the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But Texas will
cowboy,
win. Texas
baby.
will win.
I want to be a cowboy, baby.
The spread matters this week, buddy.
I know, but hey.
All right, guys. Now we're going to move on to the Mid-American Championship. For the Mid-America Heavyweight Championship, Miami, Ohio, and Toledo. Toledo favored by 8. Miami, Ohio, 44 and a half is the over and under. Well, as they always say, holy Toledo. I'm going to take Toledo minus the 8 and go over 44 and a half. Go Toledo.
This one here is this is going to be a good ball game. A lot of people that don't watch these smaller conferences, these MAC teams are very good ball teams, and they always play good ball games. But this one here, Miami, Ohio, is known for having Ben Roethlisberger coming out of that school, and that's going to be a good team coming out this weekend to play. So I am actually taking Miami, Ohio outright, but I'll take the points anyway. And for the first time tonight, I am taking the under. It's going to be very, very, very close. I think it's going to be like a 21-18, 22-19 type game. Barely under, but I'm taking under.
Josh, if you follow basketball, don't forget about Wally World coming out of Miami, Ohio. Wally Zerbiak.
Yep, you're right.
That boy could shoot.
Yes, he could.
Man.
I agree with Mark and disagree with Josh. Toledo minus 8 and the over and under 44 and a half. I'm going to go with the under. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. Toledo minus 8.
Well, I got to go with with Miami Roethlisberger, Wally Zerbiak, Miami of Ohio. They're going to step up right here. Now I don't know if they'll win it, but I think it's going to be a good back and forth game. It's going to end up close. It's going to come down to the wire.
Correct.
I'm going to go over. I think they're going to go over just because we might even get an overtime here with these two. I don't know, but I'm gonna go on and take a risk and go over the 44.5.
Yeah, I was back and forth on going over under. It's that score is going to be right there at the number.
I think so too.
I tell you what, Mac's got some good ball games. That's a good little conference. If don't sleep on them, guys, that's going to be a good game to watch. If got nothing to do Saturday, check them out. Hey, now we move on to the Sun Belt. Appalachian State and Troy. Troy favored by 6. Over and under is 52.5. I'm definitely going to take Troy minus the 6, and I'm going to say they go over 52.5.
Yeah, I'm not really going to add much to that. Troy's a good football team.
That's
Appalachian
right.
State, they played a couple of good games this year, been some close ones, whatever. But really, my opinion is that I think they're still riding off the name of what they did against Michigan so many years ago, upsetting them. Troy is a different breed. I agree. I think Troy wins. I think they cover, and I'm taking the over on that. Final score being 35-20.
35-20. You heard it right here. JB said it. 35-20.
He's been getting close too. I totally agree with Troy. -6, easy, and 52.5. Let's go over. Like the show say, go over, baby.
Take the over, baby.
Not so fast, my friend.
Oh, here we
Here we
go.
go.
Here we go.
Appalachian State is ready to pull another shocker. App State, they're coming. They coming. We coming. App State will beat Troy outright. Vegas, you got the wrong team favored. App State wins the game. I'll take the 6 points. Won't need them because App State will win that championship right there. The score will go over 52.5.
So we all agree on the over.
They're
Just
gonna
a
be- they're
difference
gonna
in
be the
who's going to win the Sun Belt.
Right.
Hey, I hope Steve's not taking these bets to the bank. What Doug? That's 2 thank you, Dougs. I
Yeah,
saw.
Hey,
that is.
score. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hey, he does also have a word of advice for us. Keep Petrino away from your daughters, fellas. Keep Petrino away from your daughters down in Arkansas. Clay
Wow.
Snyder, if you're listening, I know your daughter goes to Arkansas, so keep her away from Bobby Petrino. Definitely don't let her ride a motorcycle with him.
Well, yours lives in Fayetteville, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
She's a Mississippi State Bulldog. Though. She don't like them Razorbacks. All right, next one is a Mountain West Championship. Boise State and UNLV. Boise State favored by 2.5. Over and under is 58.5. I'm going to stick with my running Rebels even though they let me down last week. So give me my 2.5, and I'm going to stay under 58.5. Go running Rebels and Barry Odom. Go get you a championship, Barry. Make us proud. MIZ.
We owe you. Man, that's 2 in a row for me and you, Mark. I have to agree with that. -2.5. It's just that's a 50-50 game either way you call it. But
That's a pick 'em.
yep, I think it's going to be the running Rebels pulling this one out, and I don't see it being a very high scoring game. Also, 58.5. That's quite a bit for these two teams, to be honest with you. So I am going to take the under on that as well.
I disagree, man. This is not basketball. That we're playing football this weekend. Boise State, they will cover that 2.5, and I agree with the over and under with the 58.5. It will go under. Come on, Bluefield.
This is not basketball, but Jerry Tarkanian ain't there anymore either, buddy. They're football now down there at University.
That's right, baby. Barry Odom's
I bet-
got him.
I just knew Mark was going to take Boise since UNLV hurt his feelings last week.
I thought so too.
But I'm going to take UNLV also. Boise State's looking for a coach right now. I don't think they've hired one yet, have they?
I
Uh,
don't think so.
Team's kind of going to be in disarray. Who knows who's going to jump in the portal mad because the coach got fired? Who knows who's going to play in that game? I know they want to win a championship, but fire your coach right before the championship game. I don't know. I don't get that, but I got to go with UNLV. I'm saying they're gonna take it. I'm gonna also take the under in that game.
5
Johnny,
points
you're
for
the only
me.
one. There we
5
go.
points. I'm gonna be in the
That's what-
ice this week.
Johnny,
I'm
I
going
think
to the
that
last
pick put me
place,
in
from
second.
second to last.
I think that pick right there put me in second. Right ahead. Y'all only 6
Hey,
behind.
you said that same thing last week. That pick gonna put you in second, and it didn't. So
I was only
didn't
I
work
was
for
only-
you last week, did
Yep.
you?
Hey, I'm only 6 behind.
Hey, but speaking of Boise State coaching, they are. I heard a Kellen Moore name mentioned there. Of course, the offensive coordinator, and
Hey,
his
former
brother is
quarterback.
also. That's right. His brother is also the offensive coordinator for Mizzou. So it might be something to look out there. The Moore brothers might be headed back to Boise State.
What
Wow.
if they teamed up? We
Yeah,
have
they'd
another
be.
Statue of Liberty play like against Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Man,
that would be
was-
good because I'll tell you, they're both great offensive coordinators where they're at.
Y'all
All right,
remember
next
some-
one.
Y'all remember some of them trick plays though they pulled on Oklahoma?
Yeah, beat
Man, that was a
Oklahoma.
football game.
Yeah, it sure was. And then he went down on one knee and asked the young cheerleader to marry him.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, next one is the ACC Championship. Louisville, coming off a loss to Kentucky, is 10-2,
Somebody
and
picked
Florida State at 12-0. ACC Championship. Florida State favored by only 2 points, guys. Over and under is 47.5. Florida State living on a backup quarterback who has done the job last week and coming in relief the week before, but I just got a feeling that Louisville is going to upset Florida State and ruin their playoffs hopes. So give me Louisville plus the 2, and I'm going to say we stay under 47.5.
Well, again, going in with the backup, and he did his job last week for sure. But I agree, Mark. I think my gut is telling me this week that the backup is not going to do the job this time, and that's just securing the victory. So I am taking Louisville to win. It's going to be a close one. But the difference between me and you, Mark, is I am going to take the over on this. I think it's going to be like a 28-24 game. And, yeah, Louisville.
I disagree with y'all, man. I mean, Louisville, they've been hit and miss for me this year. I've been watching them, and it's like you don't know who you're going to get. I think Florida State's going to cover that 2.5. That backup, he's got something to prove. You know, he might start next year, you know. And I'm going to go with the over on that one.
Johnny, I have to agree with you on that one. Let's go with you. I'm trying to catch you, but I can't just go crazy on this stuff either.
It's hard.
Well, this road maker, Rodemaker, they say, I call him the road maker because he
Yeah.
makes the road. He makes a way for his team to get down that field and score. And all he has to do is control the game. He doesn't have to put up 500-600 yards like Jaden Daniels because Florida State has a defense. They have a tough defense. They have
They do.
linebackers. They have good offensive and defensive line. And the games are won in that trench. Louisville is not going to be able to play with them. This kid will manage the game. He may end up with 152 yards passing and 1 touchdown, maybe no touchdown, just like last week. But they're going to win this game. Florida State will win. They will cover 2. They'll win it by more than 2. As far as the over-under, it's going to stay under because this is a defensive game. Louisville's not a big scoring team either. So I've got the under on this. Florida State and the under. Go Noles. Let's go.
You might get me on that one, Doug.
All right, guys. The next one is the AAC Championship. The Tulane Green Wave at 11-1 Taking on the SMU Mustangs at 10-2. Tulane is favored by 3.5. Over and under is 47.5. SMU is led by Stone at quarterback with 3,197 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 5 INTs. Pratt is the leader at Tulane, 2,168 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 4 INTs. Pratt missed a few games this year as well, but Tulane kept rolling. Tulane's only loss is to the SEC team by the name of Ole Miss, folks.
And Pratt
Matt,
missed
Matt,
that game.
yeah. Matchup predictor is SMU 72.5%. Tulane 27.5.
Dang.
I just can't see it, guys. I'm going to take Tulane, the Green Wave, minus the 3.5, and I'm going to go over 47.5. I think we're going to have a shootout for the AAC championship. Go Green Wave.
Well, I know that this is going to be another good game, and just like all fairy tales, the fairy tale stories come to an end, and that's what's going to happen this week to Tulane. The Green Wave is going to hit the dam, and it's going to be in front of the SMU Mustangs with Craig James and Eric Dickerson in support of that. Yes,
The Pony Express, baby.
Pony Express. So I am taking SMU to upset Tulane, and I do agree it's going to be a shootout, and I think it is going to be well over that 48. I agree.
Wow, Josh, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. Hey, Tulane, man, hey,
That's your backyard.
yes sir, yes sir. And look, like you say, I agree with. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a shootout. But look, Tulane's been favored to win their conference all year. And look, hey, Vegas knows something we don't know. And I think Tulane's going to cover that 3.5. Will win, and it will go over that 47.5. Go Tulane.
Well, the AAC, before the season started, when they vote on how they think each team will finish, Tulane was picked 1, SMU was picked 2, Roadrunners, Texas San Antonio were picked 3, Memphis Tigers were picked 4. Guess how the top 4 finished?
That's exactly how they finished. Yep.
That's exactly how they. This conference has been very predictable. Now, saying that Tulane was picked to win the conference, both of these teams are 8-0 in conference. They've not met yet. They're both undefeated in conference. This is in Tulane's backyard, though.
That's right.
This is in their home. This is played at Tulane, I do believe.
You are correct.
Tulane also knows with a win, they're Fiesta Bowl bound. Last year, they went to the Cotton Bowl. Who they beat? Southern Cal. Tulane is making a name for itself in the college football world. 2 years ago, they won 2 games. So you want to talk about a turnaround. This guy's turned that thing around big time. Cotton Bowl, possible Fiesta Bowl with a win. This year, 2 New Year's Six Bowls back to back for a non-Power 5 team. With all that being said, I'm going to pick Tulane. They're going to win this game, but I don't know if they're going to win it by 3.5. That hook worries me. That hook, because this could be a close game and it could come down to a 3-point game. So with that being said, I'm taking SMU plus the 3.5. But I think Tulane wins the game and the championship and goes to the Fiesta Bowl. And yes, I'll also take the over.
Yeah, that little half a point will get you.
Yeah, that was a
That
tough
look-
game to do. That was a tough one.
Yeah. Hey, it's going to be a great game, though. I do
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
that.
Hell, those
I
teams
think
can
so,
beat
too.
each other.
Should be a shootout.
I say Tulane by 3, what I'm calling.
All right, next one is the Big Ten championship, guys. The Michigan Wolverines is number 3 in the nation at 12-0, 9-0 in the Big Ten against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa Hawkeyes are 10-2, 7-2 in the Big Ten. Michigan favored by 21.5. Over and under is 35.5, guys. J.J. McCartney leads the way for Michigan. Over 2,400 yards, 19 touchdowns, 4 INTs. Corum leads the Wolverines on the running game with 202 carries, 976 yards, and 22 touchdowns. He's having a heck of a year. Iowa led by Hill at quarterback, 976 yards, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And they are led on the running game by Williams, who has 779 yards and only 1 touchdown, as we know Iowa cannot score points. So with that being said, it's going to be all Michigan by as many as Jim Harbaugh and his crew wants to go. I'm going to take Michigan. I don't care if it is 21.5. That's a lot of points, I do know, but I know Iowa can't score, and I'm going to say they're going to go under 35 because Michigan wins 34-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Iowa's quarterback, my quarterback in junior high put up better numbers than he did this year.
Wow.
That's just trash. I'm sorry, it is. You can say what you want about Iowa's defense. They did have a great defense, whatever, but it's easy to have a great defense when you're playing against the teams that are in the Big Ten West. I mean, you're playing nobody, so of course you're going to have good defensive games or whatever. But 76 yards against Penn State total. Didn't score against Penn State, 31-0, and they're playing against Michigan, who is a different breed in themselves. I am actually, put it like this, I'm putting Michigan down to win, to cover, and they're going to cover the over-under by themselves. I got them winning 42-0.
42-0, Josh says.
Find something to do at halftime because they ain't going to be watching the second
Wow. I don't know what to say about this. Well, I totally agree with y'all. Michigan will cover that 21.5. That's a lot of points to cover, but I think Iowa's defense is pretty good, but I think they're going to be on the field too long, and they're going to get wore out, and they're going to be tired, and because their offense can't even get a field goal. But Michigan will cover that 21.5 easy. Iowa might get 6 points, some field goals, but it will go over that 35.5. But Michigan is going to score most of those over and under points.
I'm seeing it a little different than y'all.
Oh, here we go.
Imagine
I
that.
give up.
Hey, Iowa has heard that nobody's talking about this game. Everybody's talking about what if Florida State? What's the committee going to do if Florida State? What if Alabama beats Georgia? What if Texas wins and such loses? What if they never mention this game? They never mention what if Iowa wins. Iowa hears this kind of talk. They got pride, man. Them big old country fed boys, they got pride, and they're going to step up. They're
Not in their offense,
game.
they don't.
They're not going to win this game. But I see this game as to where these two hooks get you. 21.5. I've got to score 28-7. It's going to be a lot of running in this game. A lot of knocking heads in the trenches by both teams. And the ball's going to stay on the ground a lot. Not a lot of downfield plays, I don't think. Michigan will throw one every once in a while, but just to keep them honest. But I've got it 28-7 Michigan, so that's only 21 points. So I got to take Iowa with that half a point. I also got it 28-7, so you know what that is? That's 35 points. The over-under is 35.5. So I got to take the under by that half a point. That hook comes into play a lot. Vegas is pretty good with these numbers. Iowa plus the point under.
Yeah.
So,
Reason ain't nobody talking about this game.
That's
is
why.
this
That's
game ain't
why
worth
Mark's
talking
going
about.
to catch you.
Yeah, right there, Mark.
That's going to be the one, huh?
That's the one.
That's the one, huh? Okay, I hope so.
I'll happily give up no points on this game just to see that happen. But I'm telling you, you can forget it.
Hey,
Michigan's got something to show
So,
you. They
so
want.
if he gets points, none of you two get points either. So hey,
Oh, I'm totally fine with that because I'm telling you right now, this game right here, find a rerun to watch. I'm telling you.
Michigan. Oh, I agree. It's going to be a boring game, but Michigan's in the playoffs. They know that. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the clock out. It's going to be a quick game, I think.
It's going to be a Big Ten pound and ground. That's for sure.
Pound,
All
ground,
right,
clock,
next
rock.
one is the big SEC championship game between those Georgia Bulldogs and that Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama 11-1, Georgia 12-0. Georgia favored by 5.5, over and under of 54.5. Of course, the Bulldogs led by Carson Beck at quarterback, throwing over 3,400 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 6 INTs, I believe is what it says. Led by Edwards on the ground, who has over 700 yards and 11 touchdowns. Milroe is the quarterback of the Crimson Tide, has over 2,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 8 INTs. I believe that is correct. And the matchup predictor, Georgia 52.1%, Alabama 47.9%. So it is kind of a toss-up, guys. Georgia, of course, has won every game this year. Alabama lost one earlier in the year to Texas. So this one definitely should be worth the price of admission. And with that being said, I'm going to say go Dogs. They covered that little bitty spread there of 5.5. And I'm going to take the over as I believe Georgia's going to put up some points. So Georgia and the over for me, guys.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty high scoring game. I can tell you right now. SEC championships are always exciting to watch and everything. This is going to be a good ball game. Georgia, I mean, they've been top dog all year long. I mean, it's just good ball club, good team, and everything. You got to take your hat off to them. And poor Johnny, he jinxed himself a few weeks back when he set Roll Tide, and I think his wife's been poisoning him, like I said today. So he's been saying Roll Tide at the wrong time. Well, I'm just going to tell you now, the week you need to be saying Roll Tide is this week because I think Alabama is going to not only take the points, but they are going to win outright. I am taking Roll Damn Tide. Forrest Gump, Kenny Stabler, Joe Namath, all the tradition of Alabama is going to ride high. Derek Thomas, Neil Smith, bring them all out. Bama wins. I'll definitely take the points because, I mean, why not? But ain't going to need it. It's going to be a 38-31 game. It's going to go over. And the BCS is going to get what they want by having Bama win to get them into that playoff picture, and that's what's going to happen. So, roll damn Tide.
Roll Tide. Hold up. 1 minute. Hold up.
Somebody cue up the Dixieland Delight.
Not too fast. Georgia will cover this week. And the final score will be 20-27. Georgia. And it will go under.
Take it to the bank, Johnny
Take
said.
that bet and go to the bank. Georgia won't make the playoffs the second year in the row.
Alabama won't
You
make
mean
the
Bama?
playoffs.
Wait, Alabama, yeah, my bad.
Roll damn Tide.
Look,
Go to Georgia.
it's like this right here. Nick Saban has never lost in the Mercedes-Benz Dome there. Never has he lost. He lost only once in Atlanta. And where are they playing this? They're playing this in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Dome. With that being said, it don't matter because Georgia's just a lot better football team than Alabama. They're a lot better. And they're going to show you this Saturday. They're going to win by 10 to 12 points, I would imagine. They're going to control this game. And it's going to go over. It will go over. I got Georgia Bulldogs winning the game and the score going over. Sorry, Nick and you Gumps, but it's over. You're not getting in the playoffs. Win or lose, you're not getting in the
Hey,
playoffs.
Alabama
You're
got
gonna lose.
lucky.
Do what?
I say Alabama got lucky last week.
Boy, they did, didn't they? What a
They
way to
got
pull the
really
ball game
lucky.
out. Poor Auburn.
Yeah.
Like, 2 plays before that, just bonehead moves. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what he was thinking about.
Bad decision, only rushing 2 there.
That's bad coaching. And why you? I mean,
I mean, even that 4th down play, you had one guy covering him. I mean,
Yeah.
just throw it up. Why not?
Well,
Steve Brown says Georgia has been lucky in a few games this year. Luck won't happen against Bama.
they
Roll
won't
Tide.
need luck.
hey, 2
They won't
years
need
in a
luck
row,
in this game.
Bama won't make the playoffs.
They've
2 years
just got
in a
better
row.
They've got better players than Alabama.
Oh, they do.
Man, Arkansas is beating Duke 37-32.
Wow.
Doug likes that.
Yeah, he does.
He don't want to admit
I
it, but he
can't
likes
pull,
it.
I can't pull for either one of them.
Come on, Doug.
All right, guys, anything else? Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Boot Hill Sports Network. Tell your friends, your mamas, your grandmas, your grandpappies. Tell your dog.
Tell them all.
Tell him to tell his dog. Whatever. Tell them about us. And watch us here every Wednesday on I'll Take the Over podcast on the Boot Hill Sports Network. Anything else, fellas?
Roll
Just-
Tide.
just roll damn
I
tide.
think we pretty much covered it all.
Hey, just a reminder, everybody out there too, if you're watching, we will be continuing with the show in college basketball as well. So just because we're doing football now doesn't mean the show is done. The show must go on, boys.
Show must go on. We're going to have a college bowl prediction show also, folks, as those college bowl games will be announced Sunday.
That'll be
We
fun.
know everything.
Yes, we will. We'll know who are the 4 in the playoff. I believe Florida State loses and don't make the playoffs, and Ohio State will slide back in.
That's why he's in last place, y'all. That's why he's in last.
What's what I say? The committee loves Ohio State.
They do. They
True,
do. But
true.
Texas would jump. Texas ain't losing to OK State.
It's gonna be different after this week. It's gonna be some changes.
Hey, thank you, Andrew. Andrew says, awesome, guys. Thank you, Andrew. Is that your buddy, Josh?
That's our head coach, Coach Haynes at Belfont Junior High. That's my boy right there, my man.
Right
That's
on.
the man. Yes, sir.
Belfont.
Belfont Red Raiders. Roll
Hey.
on Raiders
Hey,
and roll
let's go.
on Tide.
Josh, you forgot to announce our sponsors, man. Let's get to our sponsors there. We got to thank them before we go out there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got to thank our food sponsor first, Dick's Hot Dogs. If you love hot dogs, you'll love Dick's. And if you're in trouble and you need a ride, I doze, but I don't close. Pinky Toes Towing.
If you're stuck in the snow, call Pinky Toe. And that's also Manly's Meat Wagon, where nobody beats our meat but us. Edwards Freight, also one of our fine sponsors. Anything you need from the Memphis area, right on down to I-55. Doug Edwards has got you. What's that phone number, Doug Edwards?
Area code 573-922-0002. You call, I haul.
That is right. He'll haul anything.
Oh Lord.
Even ass.
Hey, you need a ride to the airport, Doug will take you there as well. He will send you off on your next mission.
Hey,
As
you might be
Steve
the
Miller would
last
say,
person
fly
getting
away,
it.
baby.
That's right.
Fly like an eagle. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the show for this week. Hey, we'll see you next Wednesday right here on the Boot Hill Sports Network. I'm Mark Manley. That's JB, Doug Edwards, and Johnny Grissom saying so long for I'll Take the Over podcast right here on the Boot Hill Sports Network.